My powers are not a gift.
This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and True Interaction. I've already made a video about how derivative the Black Adam trailer looks. How it seems to be stealing things from Iron Man, stealing things from Black Panther, and obviously doing so. I mean blatantly. We're not talking about subtlety. Though I had never seen the Comic-Con sneak peek trailer, nor did I think I had any reason to. I didn't expect it to be any different. And my God, I was wrong. Because it shows DC Films stealing more from Marvel Studios. Now keep in mind something. A lot of you are probably saying, well, you can do whatever, and they can do this, and they can do that. No one owns whatever. And you're right. But keep in mind something. Marvel Studios, when creating a look for the Atlanteans in the upcoming Wakanda Forever, and this is my own theory, but it makes a lot of sense, did whatever they possibly could to differentiate their version of Atlantis from the Aquaman version of Atlantis, which came first. It's also worth mentioning that Submariner as a character came first. When Submariner was on the scene, there was no Aquaman, but in live action, Aquaman came first. Therefore, in people's minds, Aquaman was first. It's not true, but that's the way people tend to work. And that's okay. But see, Marvel, recognizing this, changed Submariner. Not in a way that alters who he is, I hope, which is to say a pretentious, egotistical douchebag who is immensely powerful. I hope they don't change that aspect of Submariner, because for me, that's the most important part of Submariner. And the ankle wings. Keep the ankle wings. But the point being, they altered Submariner and Atlantis to differentiate them from Aquaman. Because let's be honest, if they were to go with the comic portrayal of Submariner, comic accurate portrayal of Submariner, I should say, he would look, well, I should say the world he exists in, would look very similar to that of Aquaman. So they changed that. Good on them. It's pretty bold. Conversely, in the case of Black Adam and DC Films, they seem to be copying Marvel's, literally copying, as in Xerox, copying Marvel Studios. The trailer, the first official trailer I should say, for Black Adam copies pivotal scenes from Black Panther, copies pivotal scenes from Iron Man, and I thought they were done with that copying. Boy, I was wrong, because I had never seen the Comic-Con trailer, which engages in a little more Marvel theft. Let's take a look.
My powers are not a gift, but a curse. Born out of rage.
Iron Man.
Black Adam.
You believe you are not worthy. But you have two paths. You can be the destroyer
Black
of this
Panther.
world. Or you can be its savior. The world needed a hero.
Instead, it got me.
That was the trailer for, well, I should say the Comic-Con sneak peek trailer for Black Adam. did you notice the scene that I'm referencing? If not, take a look at this scene from Avengers Infinity War. That was the scene, pivotal scene, I think, in Avengers Infinity War, where Thanos is facing off against Doctor Strange, Marvel's master of the mystic arts. Doctor Strange, Marvel's leading mystical character. Dr. Fate, DC's leading mystical character. In Infinity War, he creates duplicates of himself to fight Thanos. In Black Adam, Dr. Fate creates duplicates of himself to fight Black Adam. See the similarities there? Now, there's no rule that says that just because something appears in a trailer, it's going to appear in a movie. In fact, sometimes things that are in the trailers aren't in the movies at all. It's hardly unusual. But that being said, that they would choose to release scenes that are virtual carbon copies of scenes from Marvel movies is really disturbing and sucky, because it diminishes DC. It says that they can't do anything original, so therefore they need to copy. Now keep in mind something. Aquaman was released by DC Films. It made at least $1 billion. It did extraordinarily well, which I don't understand, because frankly I didn't like it. I thought it was not very good. But in any case, it made a lot of money. Marvel Studios is going to introduce Namor the Submariner. It was essentially Aquaman. Well, no, that's not true, because Namor came first. Aquaman is essentially Namor. Namor is not essentially Aquaman. But Namor, while he came first in the comics, came second in live action. Therefore, in most people's minds, Namor is following in the footsteps of Aquaman. As I said, it's not true, but that will be the perception, and it's understandable why it is. So what does Marvel do? Marvel creates a new mythology for Namor while keeping the things that make Namor most interesting. For me, it's the ankle wings. Oh my god, his ankle wings are so weird and so cool. I never understood it in the comics, and it frankly makes even less sense in live action. But if Namor doesn't have ankle wings, as far as I'm concerned, it's not Namor. And apparently, he has ankle wings! How fucking awesome is that? So, Marvel is choosing to differentiate their characters from DC characters in interesting ways. You may not agree with it, but at least it's interesting. And they're not copying anyone. Why can't DC at least try to do the same? Now keep in mind that DC films are undergoing a bit of controversy, that's not the right word, a bit of tumult, a bit of, I want to say cataclysm, but that's way too dramatic. A bit of an earth-shaking, in a sense that with new management, David Zaslav from Discovery, coming in, he has a plan to remake DC films in the manner of Marvel Studios. Which is to say, you have a plan. Which is to say, you aren't randomly doing things like, I don't know, a Wonder Twins movie, which was canceled, thank God, because Walter Hamada has no clue what he's doing. By the way, Walter Hamada is not long for the head of DC Films. Apparently he threatened to leave over the Batgirl situation, and trust me, he will not be around for much longer. In fact, if Walter Hamada is the head of DC Films in the 2023, I'd be shocked. because I don't expect it to be the case. Anyway, DC Films needs a distinct identity. It needs a plan, and it needs a distinct identity. And you won't get there by copying Marvel Studios literally. So what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer to Reaction. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like or follow. Peace.